From Evolv.Vapor, the same manufacturer that brought you the Darwin, now brings you the Kick. Doc here from TheEcigStop.com. Today we're going to take a look at the Kick. It is a boosted power regulated drop-in module designed by Evolv.Vapor, the same manufacturer that brought you the Darwin, and basically it gives you a chance to experience the Darwin on a smaller scale, but basically the same Darwin experience you can experience with the Kick for under 50 bucks. The Kick is a drop-in module, and I'll put up pictures and everything so you can see everything up close. But the idea behind the Kick is any device, any tube mod that uses an 18650 battery, what you can do is downsize to an 18500, 18490 and use the Kick to come basically to that 18650 size. So here's an 18650, here's an 18490 with the Kick. And it's a drop-in module. So I'm just going to show you one tube mod today, and it is the Galileo from GoodyJuice.com. This is a telescoping device so that you can change the size. So an 18650 battery, fits into the Galileo no problem. So we're going to take that 18650 battery, put it aside. We're going to put in the 18500, 18490, and then the Kick, the module, just sits right on top there. Put on your top connection. And you're ready to vape just like that. So that's how simple it is in its basic. So let's come back out here. And take a better look at the Kick. Here's the Darwin. Here's the Kick. You'll see on the Kick right away you see the positive, and then right here on the side is the negative. This connects to the inside of any of your tube type mods. You have to make sure that it can contact itself with the metal, like this cannot be anodized like inside, or it won't be able to make that contact. So the device, they've used it successfully in like the Exhaler, the Precise Plus, the Megalodon, the Silver Bullet, the Galileo. So right here you'll see where the Kick, you can set it in watts, just like the Darwin. Watts is the combination of everything, you know, your volts, amps, resistance, the cartomizer, atomizer, ohms. Combine all of that, you're going to get the overall power watts output. Just like the Darwin, the Kick does the same thing. If you take on the potentiometer here and you take your little screwdriver, go all the way to the left. So now you'll see that there's numbers on the kick that goes from 5 to 10. So I know all the way to the left now, this last line I'm pointed at 5 watts. So I'm going to take it and go right to about 7.5 watts. This cartomizer is a 2.8 to 3 ohm cartomizer, so 7.5 watts, it'll give us right around 4647 volts. So, but you do see on the kick that it is numbered from 5 to 10 here on your watts. So again, any tube mod that takes the 18650 battery, just downsize to the 18500, drop it in. Now on the Galileo, you can put the battery in either way, it really doesn't matter. But with the kick, you want to make sure that the positive side is pointed up to the kick. So positive side's pointed up so that the kick can, again, it makes its contact right here on the negative side with the wall of the device. Put your top connection on, and you're ready to vape. Now let's take so there we go, 4.7 volts. So we had set this at 7.5 watts. With this cartomizer, it gives us 4.7 volts. This is a 2.8 to 3 ohm cartomizer. So now, if we take the same thing, we go to my Darwin here. Now I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but it's set at 7.5 watts. It's registering the cartomizer at 2.9 ohms, 1.6 amps, 4.7 volts on the Darwin. So with the kick, let's just vape this here. With the kick, you can set it and forget it once you have it set at the heat output that you want it to have. Because like the Darwin, the kick keeps everything consistent and constant so that your heat does not fluctuate. That's one of the great things about the Darwin. You can vape, vape, and vape, but your heat is going to stay the same because it is constantly being monitored. So even if you get a drop in ohms or it fluctuates at all, the Darwin constantly keeps everything the same. So when it's set at 7.5 watts, it's going to stay at 7.5 watts consistently all the time. So even as I vape, and I can, you know, just keep hitting it, I can take multiple vapes, just and the kick is going to monitor those vapes and keep the heat consistently the same at 7.5 watts, which is what we have it set at. So you can set it and forget it. The kick has all the safety features of the Darwin with the low voltage cutoff, short circuit detection and activation prevention, and you have to use IMR batteries, and like I said, the Darwin, you know, $250 roughly, the kick under $50. So it is a chance to get that Darwin experience with the kick for under $50. So Evolv has really evolved. I mean, the kick was just another brilliant idea from Evolv.Vapor. We consider the Darwin the #1 top mod from at TheEcigStop.com. But at $250, it's, you know, fairly expensive to just go out and get your Darwin. Well, now you can kind of check it out for under $50 by taking a look at the kick and using that. And if you love the kick, then maybe you can save up and go get your Darwin. But on a mod like the Galileo's from GoodieJuice.com, telescopic mod with the different sizes. The Galileo also has the juice injection system, so with the tank on top of it. So now the kick has turned the Galileo into a variable watts device. So with the tank, wow, you just don't get much better than that. That's all I'm really going to go into with the kick. There are some great videos out there from Jen, Geek Girl Vapor, from Steel Jan, from Brisardo. There's some really good videos out there on the kick that tear it down and really give you some good close-ups on the kick. And then you'll be able to see some of the other mods like the Exhaler, Precise Plus, the Megalodon, the Silver Bullet. I just wanted to give you the basics of the kick to show you how the kick works with like the Galileo, and to tell you if you control the heat, then you control the vapor. With the Darwin, there's no doubt you are controlling the heat and having it consistently the same every time. Now you can do that with the kick on a little bit of a smaller type basis. On the Darwin you can go in 0.1 watt increments, where with the kick you can't quite get that precise, but still pretty close. I mean, we just saw 7.5 watts and 7.5 watts here. And yes, if you want to change it, you're going to have to take your top off and go in there with a little screwdriver and change it. But because it keeps everything consistently the same, it's not a big deal at all, because you can set it the way you want it, set it and forget it. So that's about it. If anybody has any questions, be glad to answer them for you. Just look me up in the forum. And other than that, appreciate you watching. And as always, you stay on the vapor trail.